Hello, everybody. How are you doing? I'm Dr. Gail, and this is Susie. Thanks for joining us today. And let me see who is all in here. Um, we're finally have a sunny day here in Mount Shasta. I can't tell you how much snow we have. We have a bunch of snow. Every time I've talked to Susie, I'm going, it's still snowing. It's still snowing. And I think we're getting like a day or two, and it's going to start snowing again. Oh, hey, Aurora. Aurora's going to be coming on talking about her ET experiences. And Aurora, we've got the email address for you to email us at allaboutets@gmail.com. That's up there in the link. So if you go ahead and that to email us to that, and then we will send you a link to come on and talk about your ET experiences. So hi, Wendy. Hi, Teresa. Hey, Earth Mama. Hey, White Dragon. Hey, Juno. Hey, Dream Journey One. Hey, Butterfly Kisses. Hey, Wendy. Let's see who else is here. Ooh, my computer always goes crazy when I'm going down. Hey, Patty73. Hey, Son of What. Um, Thanks for Hey T Bar. Thanks for joining us today. And really appreciate it. I finally got a sunny day in Mount Shasta. I'm excited. So we'll have a day for the snow to melt, and then it'll be time to do it again. Hey, old painter. Hey, rainbows and moonbeams. Thanks for joining us today. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about aliens and ETs. So we're going to bring some people on about their experiences. First off, we're going to be bringing on Aurora. And then there's somebody else I'm waiting for to see them in the chat that I'm going to bring on. Next week, probably Juno, if you want to come on, we'll probably bring you on. White Dragon, I think I might wait for you on next week unless this other person doesn't show up. So, but anyway, we can go ahead and you can ask some questions while we're waiting for people to come on, or I can pull a card for you. Let's pull out some cards here. So let's go ahead and get started. Some information. Anyway, Aurora, go ahead and email us.
I do have, she did email me.
Okay, good. She is in a class with me that I'm taking with Rebecca Hardcastle Wright. And we just finished a class together. And it's a class that's only like 5 of us in there. And we do talk about our ET experiences. And she has some fascinating stories about her ET experiences. So we'll go ahead and get started. So, hey, G. Covington. Let's see. I'm pulling my cards out here. Okay, let's see. A reader told me that my ET guide, Fraught, and I have conversations when I sleep. I don't remember. What do we talk about? Okay, well, your relationship with him is like a friend's relationship. And what I see y'all talking about is just everything. It's just like your best, not a best friend, I would say, but it is like a friend. And y'all are just talking about everything. Y'all are talking about how are you doing today? What are you going to do? What did I eat? What did you eat? That kind of thing. It's really like chit chat. I do see occasionally that y'all do go deep. But I'm thinking that y'all might be family also. And it's almost like a brother sister relationship. Anyway, y'all just talk about everything. Y'all have a really close relationship. I think you do talk about you go on the spaceship with him. Y'all talk about that some, but it's everything. There's nothing off the table that y'all don't talk about. So that's great. I mean, I really have a good feeling about Fraught. I mean, it just feels really good. So enjoy the company. Okay. All right. Next. Hey, rainbows, the moonbeams. Any message for my ET guides? Okay. I pulled out my Starseed Oracle deck. I think I just put that on backwards by Rebecca Campbell. There you go. Well, let's see what message I can come out for you. Ooh, cracked open. All right, rainbows and moon beings have got cracked open. All right, this means that you are wide open and that you are actually rock bottom. I hate to say that. I don't know what's going on with you. They're wanting you to surrender to the alchemy of life. So whatever's happened to you is going to be better on the other side. It looks like to me you're experiencing something negative or something that has opened you wide open, but it could be actually, it's more what I'm getting is metaphysical that you've been cracked open. Something has rocked your world right now and has cracked you open, and it's only going to be good on the other side of it. So they're wanting you to surrender to it. Whatever has changed or whatever's rocked your world, it's a good thing. So I hope that makes sense, rainbows and moon beings. I don't know if you're at a crossroad about something and trying to decide, but it looks like you look pretty raw. Metaphysically look pretty raw. Okay, so take care of yourself. Okay, next. Hey, Nancy. Message from my ET guys from March. March, I think we almost need to take March by day. March is just a big month for everybody. So let me see. Oh, I see Aurora's here. We'll bring you on in just a minute, Aurora. We'll bring you on next. Let me do this reading. Okay. Oh, okay. Nancy. It says, well, and Orca elders. And it's share your song, frequency of song, and diving deep. Excuse me. March is going to be a rocky road, and a lot of things are coming up. So what I'm getting here is that you need to dive deep. You need to dive deep within yourself. You need to ground yourself big time. I'm getting grounding, Nancy, because March is going to be kind of a rocky road. For some people, it's going to be smooth. And it looks like to me, it's going to be smooth sailing for you if you really ground yourself. I mean, they're really showing me how important it is for you to ground. So get outside, get in nature. I don't know what the weather's like where you're at, but it almost looks like they want feet on the ground. They're not showing me barefoot, but they want feet on the ground. Get out in nature if you can. Okay. All right. Let's bring Aurora on.
Hey, Aurora. How are you guys? Long time no see.
I know. Yeah, no. She and I are in a class with Rebecca Hardcastle Wright that we meet once a week, and it's a great class, and it's making us all open up and accept what we're doing with the ETs, and also it's making us remember a lot more of what we're doing with the ETs. So I asked her while we were in the class today, and we were doing a private chat, asked her if she would come on today and talk about it. So if y'all wanted to know about Rebecca Hardcastle Wright, I did an interview with her. Was that a couple of weeks ago, Susie? How long ago was that? But y'all can go back and look at that. And she's the one that we are taking a class with. And it's the exoconscious humans that she has written a book about. And so we're all in the class. And she has a lot of classes. Do you even know how many she has? Or do you know how many classes she's
running? I'm not sure how many groups she has. I know the large one that I guess they've been together for 30 weeks. I forget. A long time. They've been together for a long time, but I'm not sure. She does a number of different things that I'm not entirely aware of. She's very involved.
Yes. In fact, she's
a busy lady.
Busiest person I've ever met. I'm just going.
Oh, I know, right?
I don't think I could keep up with all the things that she does, but anyway, and she does offer the classes. And she keeps it small groups. There's like 4 of us and her in there. It's only 5 of us. So she has a group here, group there, but I don't remember when her next one starts. But we started in February.
Yep, I think so. Okay. And she does keep them small, and that way everybody gets a chance to talk.
Right.
You know, even so, that hour and a half goes by really fast. It's so much fun.
It is. Okay. All right. Well, I brought you on to talk about your experiences, and it helps everybody open up to their own experiences. It's almost like the class.
Yeah. I love to hear about other people, their ET experiences, their contact experiences, or,
right,
whatever higher dimensional contact experiences they have. This all started for me only 2 years ago in 2020. I had come home from a 10-day meditation course, silent meditation course. And it was a pretty intense course because it was during COVID. Normally, we would go to the cafeteria to eat and, sort of interact with other people in some ways, even though it's silent, we're not talking to each other, but at least you get to see other people. Well, this course, it was everybody had their own room, everybody had their meditation cell, and you pretty much didn't have to come out because they brought us our food at the door. So it was a very intense meditation course, meditating for about 12 hours a day. So during that course, I had this very eye-opening experience when I realized that, I literally saw all of my past lives and, my future lives, and realized that none of this is real, that it's pretty much all we're buying into something and investing in something that really doesn't have any substance to it. And we don't even realize that we are doing this. In a sense, we are asleep in this is like a dream, this life, so to speak. So when I came home from that course, I was, a lot of things I had to start reframing and thinking about just, my daily life, having had this awakening experience, really, that, everything that I was experiencing really wasn't nearly as important or as solid as it seemed to be up till that point. So in any case, one evening shortly thereafter, I'm, lying in bed next to my husband, getting ready for bed, and I meditate as I fall asleep. So what happened was
you do a lot of meditation. How long do you meditate every day?
It depends, but usually for at least 2-3 hours a day. And I meditate, I like formally meditate on my meditation cushion, but then I also meditate as I fall asleep. Right. And then throughout the day, if I'm stopped at a traffic light, it's just become part of who I am. This, it's like second nature. Just basically paying attention to just being aware, being self-aware of, my reality within and without. So I am waiting, falling asleep next to my husband, and then all of a sudden, this image. I mean, I'm still in my bedroom. I'm lying in bed. I can see my bedroom and the room around me, and all of a sudden, this other image superimposes over my bedroom. And in this image, I am lying down and I'm paralyzed, and I have 4 grays around me. First, I noticed the 3 little grays, and these are, very stereotypical, I guess, if I could call them that. 3 feet tall, gray with the big eyes, black eyes, and with the instruments, they had some probes or something that they were doing that I could feel them using them, but I didn't feel any pain. So one of them was over by my shoulder, and he had something that looked like it was out of the Jetsons cartoon. That's what it looked like to me. There was another one down by my left leg, and then there was another one like right in the middle, right between my feet. I could see my toes, and I could see him standing there. So he was about 3 feet tall, and he was, all 3 of them were busy with various probes that they were doing some sort of an examination, I gathered. I didn't feel like they were collecting anything. Later on, I kind of began to understand that they were actually fixing my energy. They were recalibrating me, because I ended up feeling better and better as time went on. So in any case, the thing that shocked me was that they didn't feel like living things. They were very robotic, very mechanical. They had a task, and that's what they were focused on. And they had no bedside manner whatsoever. The other gray, the 4th one, who was standing next to me on my right, he was taller. I would say maybe about 5 feet tall. They all wore the same dark blue, it seemed, uniforms. And I remember they kind of had like a little turtleneck. Wow. But this one on my right was leaning over towards me, and he was very compassionate, and he was communicating to me, we're not trying to harm you. You can relax, you can calm down. We're not going to hurt you. We're not trying to hurt you. But even though the emotions were very sweet and very kind, I just couldn't quite put it together with the fact that he had no facial expression whatsoever. He had, the wide, the big. Yeah.
Have you seen anything about Dolly Saffron? She describes all the different types of ETs. She's in Preston Dennett's book talking about
Okay.
that. And what's the name of that book?
Symmetry.
Symmetry. And she describes and explains all the different type of grays in there. And
Really?
we did an interview on her. Look back on
Yeah, I will.
Kristen
I
Dennett,
will.
and it'll explain to you each one of those grays that you're talking about. What their
Okay.
purpose is.
Yeah, that would be nice to get some clarity. But you know, aside from the fact that I was paralyzed and I was afraid, my brain just could not really put together how is this being so compassionate and loving and yet has no expression on their face. So at this point, I was absolutely terrified. And I remember at one point just telling them, you know, I don't care what you're doing. I didn't want them to stop, interestingly enough. And I told the one ET to my right, the one gray, I don't care what you're doing. I just don't want to know about it. And so what happened was these images, as they were superimposed, the image of the grays starting to fade away. It was almost like a curtain was coming over that, but I could still see my bedroom. And that image was fading away. It was, as it was fading away, my terror was leaving with it. I'm thinking, oh, wait a minute, maybe it's not so bad. So it came back into focus and it was like, that's it. No, I can't handle this. It was absolutely terrifying. And so it just disappeared. It gradually faded away. And so, you know, I had no idea. I still don't really understand how that happened, you know, being in two places at once. I'm really not sure. I have some theories about parallel realities, but I can't really quite explain it. What happened next was I set up as soon as I could, and I noticed outside my window, the curtains were pulled, but I could see these flashing lights. And at first I thought, you know, maybe it was like an emergency vehicle, you know, police car or an ambulance or something, although it was completely quiet. But the lights, there were yellow lights and green lights, aside from the red, the white, and the blue. And I don't know that emergency vehicles have green lights.
Right.
So yeah, that kind of was very suspicious. So as soon as I saw that, I turned to my husband, who never did wake up, to tell him, honey, look, there's some weird lights outside our window. And as soon as I said that sentence, they were gone. They stopped.
Of course.
So I got out of the bed, and so I looked outside, fully expecting to see an ambulance or something. And there was nothing in the street. Now, we live in a condo on the second floor. And these lights, I mean, I could see them in relation to the guardrail of my balcony.
Mm-hmm.
And from my vantage point in bed, they were way too high to be vehicles on the street. So, you know, that was very, very, very suspicious. And that's actually the only fully conscious experience of that nature that I can remember.
Right. I'm amazed at him while you were sleeping instead of while you were meditating.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's this knowingness that I have. Okay, I can't explain it. I have absolutely no evidence for it, but I know I have a nighttime job, and I know how that sounds. Okay.
I don't know who doesn't. Half the people in this chat have nighttime jobs.
Yeah, I know it. I mean, I go with them. I've had lucid dreams of being picked up and being dropped off in a shuttle ship. And I can give you details of how I actually get there and the airlock and who I work with and what I'm wearing. And there's a smart suit is what I call it. It's blue, and it actually helps to maintain my frequency so that it doesn't fluctuate greatly, so that I can continue to stay in this, I guess, dimension. It's kind of in between dimensions from what I understand it. It's, my astral body that's going there. There are a lot of things that I really don't understand, but I know for a fact that I am working next to this Arcturian who is teaching me how to balance out the energies of our planet, the frequencies of our planet as they're changing, so that it's a gradual change. And,
Oh no, Aurora froze up on this. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's a very, very interesting experience. I have had lucid dreams where I am in a space station or on a planet somewhere. There's water all around. Kind of reminds me of that planet in Star Wars with that all water and the rain.
Mhm.
Anyway, and I'm flying. I'm flying through these corridors and just having a great time, just exhilarated, flying. Or I have lucid dreams of being suspended in the air and these extraterrestrial beings, there's various kinds, pull me, towards them. Most of the time I freak out, but this last one was a couple of weeks ago. I woke up myself when I asked the being, "You're not going to hurt me, are you?" So that's progress. At least I considered the possibility of not getting hurt this time. But it is still scary for me in my
It's still scary when you're flying and having fun. It's still scary.
No, I'm actually enjoying flying as long as I feel that I am the one in control. When I feel like I'm suspended and somebody else is moving me around, that kind of weirds me out a little. But yeah, I've had dreams about flying. In fact, this one night I was waking up because I was cold, and I went to pull the blanket, the covers over me, and I'm grabbing the blanket, I'm not grabbing it. And so I'm looking at my hand and it's transparent. And I go, oh my gosh, that's why I can't pull the blanket. So I raised out of my bed. I have no idea how I did that. I wish I had more control over this, but I turned around and I looked at my body that was lying in bed, and I lifted up and I started flying around. And at one point I came across my parents. They were sleeping in their bed and I wanted to get their attention, but I couldn't talk. So I lit up like a blue orb, and I could see the light that I was giving off on my parents' faces. It was really interesting. My mom woke up, they both woke up. My mom didn't remember anything about this dream, and neither did my dad. But I was in the air, and I remember I grabbed her hand.
It was a dream.
It was amazing. It was just amazing. That was a beautiful, beautiful dream, and it was so lucid. That was the best part about it. I know it.
I don't think that was a dream.
Yeah, I don't think it was either. I really don't. It was that's one of my favorites. Look, Mom, look what I can do. Yeah. She didn't remember any of it though.
Well, that's great. I mean, and here you go. Okay, you started off saying, I only have one experience. So, well, you just
I know.
or you kept on going. I've been flying. I've been wearing this. I've got a job. You kept on going and going and going. So that's what this is all about, is to bring out all our experiences and get comfortable.
Yeah, and I know I make connections with these beings. I have names for some of them. Like one of them is a Pleiadian. His name is Cetus. He told me his name. He worked with me for 2 days, teaching me, working with forgiveness. It was an incredible experience. I also have a mantid being that I'm not sure what his or her name is, but the first time that she appeared was, this buggy face. Okay, it's a praying mantis with the big bug eyes, and the mandibles were opening. And I mean, under normal circumstances, I would be terrified. This was just like in my mind's eye. Mm-hmm. And all of this compassionate love just started pouring out of this being. I mean, I actually, started crying because it felt so good to be loved. And I know that this was not my imagination, because there would never, ever be a situation where watching a bug open up its mandibles would evoke, this feeling of compassionate love. So there was definitely a connection there. Do you want me to keep going? Because I got more.
Well, I think we're going to say that for another day, Aurora. I've got Vivian, who's from Puerto Rico, that's going to come on.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think we're going to bring you on another day and let you continue on, because I only have one story, and now
I know, right? I'm going to have to write them down next time. My downloads. I'm going to have to tell you about my downloads.
Yeah, you should be writing them down, because you'll be writing a book soon too.
Yeah, I have them in several journals. I do.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, and we're going to see if we can get Vivian C in here.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you. It's good to talk to you guys.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
All right, Vivian C, if you go ahead.
She already emailed me.
Oh, she has. Okay, good. Okay. So you can just go ahead and leave Aurora and go back into the chat. Okay. And then we'll bring on, there you go. Okay. All right. While we're waiting on Vivian, I can go ahead and answer some more questions. She'll be on in just a few minutes. Yeah. Vivian is from Puerto Rico, and she is now, it's been a long journey for her. She is now ready to start talking about it, come out about what's going on with her. So I can go ahead and answer some questions while we're waiting on her to come on. Does anybody have a question or want a card pull? Hey, Jenny, does everyone have an ET guide? I would say if you're interested in this platform and the things I have to say and what everybody else has to say, more than likely, yes. Somebody who's not interested in what's going on here, not necessarily. So I hope that answers your question, Jenny. So if you're interested in all of what's going on here, more than likely you have some guides. In fact, I know you have some guides. I know you have an ET guide because I see a Palladian standing in front of me right now. It's a male Palladian. He's going, I have been here all this time waiting on you to recognize me. It's kind of funny. He's a nice looking guy too. Okay, well, there you go, Jenny. So try to connect to him. I'm seeing if he's going to give me his name. He's spelling it Cestr Cestron. He's saying it Cestron. Cestron. That's his name. Cestron. Cestran. Cestron. So anyway, he's wanting you to connect with him. He says he's been there waiting for you. So, okay. All right. Next. Hey, hi, Bobbin. How are you doing? I haven't talked to you in a while. Hi, everyone. Hello, Starseed family. Can you feel these amazing new energies? Wowzer. I feel so connected. If you get a chance, any messages from the galactics? Yes, I think March is a big turning point for a lot of people. That's what I was saying. When people are asking for a March reading, I'm just going, we need to do this a day by day instead of the whole month. So let me see what I've got for you. Hi, Bobbin. Oh, the courageous peony. Oh, this means you need to be seen. But it says multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. So I don't know if there's some new things that you're doing or trying to do, but they're wanting you to be seen. They want you to be more out in the open. Hi, Bobbin. I have a feeling you got some new gifts that have come in that you're trying to figure out about. Yeah. And they're saying go with it. Let yourself be seen. Don't hesitate about it. Okay. All right. Next. Is Vivian C having trouble coming on?
I emailed her asking if she got the link. I haven't heard back.
Okay. Well, we can bring Juno if she wants to come on and give us an update on her stuff. Okay, so know what? Do I have a message from my reptilian guide? Okay, let me see. I hope your reptilian guide is as nice as mine. Carl. I really like Carl. He's one of my first ones that I met. Okay. I'm pulling another card for that. This is the Whale and Orca Elders. And it says, share your song, which I know you've been trying to do. And it says frequency of sound. I'm going to pull another one. Let's see if I can get a little bit more clarification on that. Okay, messenger. I'm getting both water things. I've got the Whale and Orca, and it's wanting you to share your song, your frequency of sound, and diving deep into yourself. And also I got the messenger. So what I'm getting is you are getting messages, and you are you have the ability to bring in harmony and balance to everybody. And they're wanting you to share that with everybody. They want you to share your song. For some reason, I'm feeling like you're extremely important at this time. So what they don't want you to be hiding because you can balance people out. You have that ability, and so they're wanting you to share your song and start balancing. This is extremely important because, especially what's going on with the next few months here. And it looks like March is a big month, but we need you. We need you to balance everybody's energy, and they want you to really dive into that. I hope that makes sense. Okay, next. Hey, Pamela. Got to get on name my ET guide, Celeste. Does Celeste have a message for me? Okay, let me see, Pamela. I'm going to check my email quickly to see if I'm hearing from Vivian. No. She must be having trouble coming on. Oh, there's Juno. Okay. All right, Pamela. Let's see what we got here. Celeste. It's a pretty name. Earth School, Life Lessons. Okay, it's Earth School, Soul Growth Study, Higher Learning. Okay, Pamela, are you thinking about taking a class or doing something different or expanding your gifts? This is a go. This is a go ahead and do that. I'm not sure what you're thinking about doing, but I feel like you're looking at a class or you're looking at a book or something that's going to increase your abilities. I hope that makes sense to you, but that's what I'm seeing. And it almost feels like it's mediumship is what I'm seeing. But anyway, I hope that makes sense to you, Pamela, but that's what they want you to go ahead. Whatever you're thinking about, go ahead and do it. Okay? All right, next. Oh, Gino's here. Let's bring her on.
Hey, Dr. Gail.
Hey, Gino, how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing? Hi, Susie.
Juno,
I'm doing fine. You always, I mean, for the past few weeks, you have so much going on. I mean, you and White Dragon, I think it's like a daily experience of what y'all are doing. So go ahead and tell us an update.
Well, I had a dream that was interesting. That
Yes. Let's see, Vivian. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on just a minute. Vivian
Okay.
will be with you in just a minute. Okay, go ahead, Juno.
Okay, sorry about that. I had a dream a few nights ago that I was definitely out in space because it was all, black and just starry around me, and there were these pods. I mean, it wasn't the balloons that they're that we've had the issue with. It was these pods, but they were similar to that, and there was individual beings, like one per pod, and I was in charge of corralling them in like there was a force field around them, and it was something to do with protecting them, and it was like I could feel an energy like wanting to get at them, or you know what I mean, but I was protecting them and keeping them all, like how you would herd sheep, and it's better if you keep them all in one group rather than letting them spread around. So, and I'm not a controlling bossy type person, and I had a feeling there was other energies there that were like, hey, how come she gets to do that? How come Juno's doing that and not us? And it was like such a different feeling for me to be in that kind of a position. So I don't know what it means.
The reason why you're in that position was for those very reasons. Because you want boss.
Yeah, and it was very. I felt a great sense of like worthiness, or you know what I mean. Like I was doing something valuable. I don't know how to.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like it's bigger than you.
Yeah.
You're doing something good and you're helping everyone, and it really makes you feel good that you are doing that. And as I said, it's just bigger than you.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then the other thing that I can remember, I emailed you about this too, that a lot of times I'll leave my TV on at night, and I go to sleep and something woke me up. There was this, it was a show that was, I don't know, the whole video I think was like 2.5 hours. It was about all different kinds of things. But I woke up right at the moment before they started talking about Mount Shasta. And the fact that I can remember right when they first started this, like at the very first word of the very first sentence, when they switched from whatever they were talking about to talking about Mount Shasta. And in that video, they talked about little Lemurians and Sasquatch and all kinds of things. So something definitely woke me up. And then the fact that I remembered that I woke up to that, you know what I mean? Like, because I didn't really get up and watch it. I kind of went, oh, okay. And went back to sleep. And in the morning, I went, I looked at the history in my videos to see what it was, and I could find it again. And I went, those are the exact words that I remember hearing. So,
right. It's amazing because when I have some dreams like that or whatever, I go, oh, I'll never remember this. But the ones that you're supposed to remember, you remember.
Yeah. And it wasn't a dream, it really had happened. And I think I sent you the link to that video. So that there was a lot of good stuff in that video.
It was spot on. That video was spot on.
Yeah.
So okay. All right, Juno. I've got Vivian here also. Thanks for giving us an update on what's going on with you. And
thanks for having me here. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Let's go ahead and bring Vivian on.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing? I'm so glad you could join us.
Yeah, I was trying to. I click on all this. This is not the link. I'm doing something wrong. Alas, I get it.
Okay. You got here. We all have some challenges with that. That's for sure. I can't tell you how many challenges I have had. What Susie has experienced with me on just here on YouTube. So we understand all that. So anyway, you're finally ready. It's taking you a while before you're ready to talk about your experiences. So I'm so happy you're ready to do that. So tell us your story.
So now that I went to the tiny house in the Yunque.
Let me catch people up on that.
Okay.
She was told to go to a tiny house, and she's in Puerto Rico, and she was told to go to a specific place, a specific house, and on a specific date. And she did it. I had no idea why. So you can go ahead and continue, Vivian.
So when that weekend came, I apologize because I speak Spanish, not English, and sometimes but
you're doing great.
So, the thing is that the day came, the first day, and for some reason, I wasn't able to get to the house, the tiny house. Mm-hmm. So my brain, my human brain, start thinking about if they ask me to go there on certain day, why I wasn't able to get there the first day. Maybe it's not what I think. I'm always like that. I'm starting thinking maybe this is not uh, uh, something that I have to do. So, okay. Next day, I prepare myself and say, okay, today I'm going. I prepare everything. I take care of my dogs and everything, and then I get into the car, and the car don't start. They do nothing. I put the key and I try to start the car, and the car doesn't do nothing. And that moment, I feel this thing in my soul that this is not correct. This is something that I don't understand. But in the same time, in front of my house, my neighbor, people get that together there that day because they were celebrating um, the birthday of a child, first birthday. When they saw me, they can't know anyone of those people. So I say my neighbor because he moved there, but I don't talk to him. I don't even know how his name.
Right.
So and they went, don't worry, we are going to fix this. There were like 10 people, and I don't know their names. So my car starts. So okay, we are going. I start my travel, and when I almost there, I'm using Google Maps because I doesn't know where I'm going. So I almost there. So the Google Map tell me that light I had to make a left. Google Map is telling me that.
Right.
So I'm I'm in that light, waiting for the green light, and then I said, no, it's not left, it's right. I'm so confused, and I see the Google Map in my phone and said, no, it's left, left. It said left, and inside of my, it said, no, it's not left, it's right. So you can you can feel this thing that what is going on. My brain is telling me that go to right, but the Google Map is telling me go left. So I went left and I started running. And the next, had to make a U-turn because they said, no, it's not. You're wrong. You have to go back. You have to go back. So, okay, I'm going back. So I make a U-turn and I keep going. How can that be? Why the Google Map are telling me to go another way? So I keep thinking, am I supposed to go there? This is crazy. Is this normal? So I keep going. So at last I get there. So I see my little house, beautiful little. When you talk about tiny, that house is tiny, tiny. So I get there. Everything was okay. So when I open the door, one of the things that they're telling me that I'm preparing a space. This is this place where I'm here now. This is my smallest room in the house, and they asked me to paint. They want me to paint the walls green and pink. I'm struggling with that,
This is at the
Like,
tiny house that somebody else owned. They wanted you to paint the walls.
yeah, they asked me that a few months ago.
Mhm.
That to paint my walls green
Oh,
and pink.
that's your place. That's your place. Okay.
Yes, but when I entered the little house, the tiny house is pink with all the chairs were green. So the first thing that said, "Are you kidding me?
Sounds like
This
they're trying
house
to open up
is
your heart.
pink. It's all pink, but outside is yellow."
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. When I walk in and I get to the middle, I start feeling an amount of energy that I can't describe because this is the first time in all my entire life that I feel something like that. I feel you if you have to make your image in your if like a donut, you said a donut, it have a hole. I was like in that hole, and that all the part out of that donut was energy, and the energy was vibrating so fast. It's so thick. And then I start seeing, I can feel the energy, but I also can see the energy. So I start seeing a lot, hundreds and thousands of geometric figures, very, very tiny, but I feel, and that they even have a color. It was uh, a very light green,
Okay.
the color of the figures, the little
Mhm.
figures that I was seeing. I spent there like in that situation, like I think, I think was like 5 minutes. So when I go out, because when that thing stop, then I go out and I said, "Oh, you really want me to be here?" So
Well,
because I never feel something like that in my entire life.
yeah, hold
It's
on, Vivian. T Barb saying, OMG, that's what forms around me when I do healings, the donuts.
oh, okay.
You're not by yourself.
I don't know. It's like, what is this? Is it the feeling I'm in like in a donut?
Mhm.
So then I said, "Oh, I need to eat. I'm hungry." So I w- I started. I go to my car and I said, maybe it's not going to start, but the car start. So I went to a restaurant, the one I saw there because I don't know anywhere, any place there.
Mhm.
So when I get there, I start thinking, oh, am I going to have a seat, or maybe they're going to close because it was in the night, it was late. So when I get there, I'm thinking about that, walking from the parking to the restaurant. Then when I get there, like three people came to me, even the manager. Oh, you want to see this? Only you? He said, yes. Oh, I know where I have to put you, to bring you. And I said, oh, okay. They bring me in a place, a beautiful uh, table. And I sit there. I don't ask. They don't ask me nothing. It's just like, oh, you're here, and we know that we are going to put you
Yeah, they were
there. So
expecting you.
I was like, never happened that before. No, nothing happened like that before. I had my meal, very tasty. It was very good. So I returned. Then the next day, oh, in the night, I wake up because the rain was so loud, because the roof is the roof. I don't know what to say. Was is in sink.
Mhm.
That is the sound of the
Yeah,
rain
like
was
a tin,
so
tin roof.
loud.
Yeah, I think it was
So
a tin roof.
I wake up. So I go to the window, the front window, and I start looking. That place was very. It looks like a forest. So for some reason, I never saw them, but I feel that they were in front of me, and I start looking. Are you there? Why you can came like maybe you can show yourself. I don't know, but then as quickly that I think that, I think no, I'm going afraid. I'm afraid of that. No, stay away. Stay there. Don't come on. I go to sleep and then I return to bed because I'm my fears of everything. I don't know why
I
I'm
know
like that,
you've been pretty fearful of all this. So I'm so happy you're coming forward with this information.
because it's I had to make an effort to do this.
Right.
I really strong effort to do. So that I wake in the morning and then everything was okay. So I go breakfast. So go to my car again and I said, this car is going to start. Yes, it start again. Yay! We are fine. So I go to um the bakery. It's kind of a bakery, but
Mhm.
you can buy food and 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 bread and all this stuff. So I buy my breakfast, and I also buy my food, my lunch at the same time because I don't want to go out again. And I ask for water because I don't know why. I need water. I had to drink more water than I usually drink. My mom used to call me a camel. That's the amount of water I eat. I drink nothing. So now and it's particular that day in that weekend, I drink a lot of water. So I went to the table to sit and eat my breakfast, and I buy like 5 or 6 bottles of water. So when I was going to my table to sit there, all my water bottles go full in the floor, and I close my eyes and say, "Oh my gosh, what a mess!" Instantly, when I turned my head, they were people taking the bottles out the floor and putting it. Oh, take it, and I said, "Oh, thank you," because I don't know what to say. They said, "What is happening?" And then I go to my car again and I start talking. Can you explain me this? Why the people is like all over me and trying to fix the thing that I'm doing wrong? And I don't know. I can understand that at that point.
Right.
So then I went to the beautiful house, my tiny house, and I tried to stay there and be calm and enjoy the nature. So I go out and start walking. So the thing is that there are trees because they it's like a forest
Hmm.
kind of, but trees can talk.
Yes.
But those trees were like talking to me, and I said, oh my God, Alzheimer's is hitting me. It's hitting me. Am I crazy? This So I tried to touch them. I walk because I want to touch the trees.
Hmm.
But when I was going there, I said, "Oh, I need to stop. Maybe I need to ask permission to do that."
Hmm.
How can I think about something like that? So I stopped and said, "Can I hug you?" But they say yes. So I hugged the trees. I hope no one was looking at me. This that lady is crazy. She's hugging trees. So that's what I do. And they were happy, like happy, and it was so nice the feeling of that. So but the other thing that I tried to do was I want to meditate. So I take one of my crystals, the amethyst. I have a amethyst. So I take my green chair, my green chair, and I go to the river, very very close to the river. The river was beautiful, and I sit down and I start meditating. I put my amethyst in this hand and my left hand. So I close my eyes, and when you close your eyes in daylight, you never go black.
Right.
You see light,
Hmm.
you know. But in that moment, when I start meditating, I went to a place that looked like a tunnel, but that tunnel was black. No light there. It was black. And I know in that moment this is something is happening because it's it's in the middle. It was like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. We have the sun out, so why I'm seeing this all everything is black. But at the end of that tunnel, I started looking something like um it looked like a star, the light of like a star. It was a sphere, like a sphere, and that sphere had a lot of energy, and the energy was like moving all over the place, all over the place, and by in the vibration. So I kept looking at the light, and that sphere is start coming forward. So the sphere start going bigger and bigger and bigger, and at some point she stopped, and I feel that he was like this, almost front of my face, so I can see the energy there, how
Right.
the move the energy. Then when I'm looking at that, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. They can open your eyes and look to the river. So I open my eyes and I start looking to the river. So the river is going, the water is beautiful, but suddenly I start looking something floating in the water. Either were like round things, and I said, "What is that? What is that?" So one, then the next time it was two and three, then a bunch of them. What is that? When I tried to go into the water to take one. So I'm crazy. So they no, but they don't let me do that, and you will know why. Then I start seeing more like pieces of trees and things, and I start seeing the water of the river going up and up. The water start changing the color of the water. So on that point, I said, "What is that? Is this? Oh, the river is floating. It's going to be afloat. That's why they are telling me to look at the water." So I stand up, take my chair, my green chair, and I walk a little, uh, uh, not far from the river, and I keep doing, and I make a video of that. I have a video. So the water get up like 3 feet,
Mhm.
and the starboard, and I said, "No, it's time to me to go, but I have to wait because it's supposed to be one more night in that tiny house."
Oh, okay.
I go to the house. I start taking all my things and putting in the car.
So
So
they were evacuating you.
yes, so I went there, and then I go home. I start going home. It was Saturday that night. That day, I was able to get to, the Nancy Jean had the garden, the every
Yeah, she's in the
one.
chat right now, Nancy Jean.
How Nancy?
She's
So,
saying you're doing a good job.
oh, okay. Thank you. She's my mom.
Yeah.
She's she's my mom. So what the thing is like, then I understand why I was having those experience. The thing is that even I'm afraid of my own shadow.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I don't know why I'm so afraid of everything. But they was like telling me, we are going to take care of you,
Mhm.
because everything that happened to you in that 3 days, you don't do nothing. We were there. So it's like, we are going to use the people around you. We are going to be there, and we are going to take care of you. So don't
Yeah.
be afraid. You need to be afraid.
It's a great feeling to have that, to know that they're there for you and that they showed you every step of the
No,
way how they were there for you.
they show me. I was talking to Nancy in a tangible way. Like, humans have
Mhm.
to understand that we are here. So the other thing was, I wasn't talking about this to anyone. I'm just thinking to myself, oh my God, I s- I paid for those that night, and I only have one night there. So I called the host. The host is because it was an Airbnb
Mhm.
rental, and so, oh, I have to go. because and explain that the river and all this the rain and everything. So okay, don't worry. S- So she tell me, "Oh, I'm so sorry because um you can enjoy the full weekend. So next time when you came, you don't have to pay me."
Oh wow.
And
You were taking care of
I was
it.
like,
Even had a free weekend.
I have a free weekend. And I think, do you also take care of that? You pay for those days that you missed the date, so now you're going to go free for the week
Yep, that was the
because I
icing.
had to go there again. I'm just waiting
So that was a
for
big
them.
transformation for you to go from being afraid of everything to knowing that they're there, they have your back. And they had to show you through every human interaction how everybody can help you and how that they were being helping you. I think that's a great
Yes, even
story.
I wasn't asking. So no, no, I never asked. They came in and that's it. So
Right.
that is the lesson that I was supposed to learn about what they want me go there. That day I came in and I get to met the gardeners that day.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that I don't talk this to Nancy that day. I forget, but I feel the amount of energy that I have was so strong and so big, and I don't know how to. Sometimes I don't know how to handle that amount of energy,
Mm-hmm.
but I use my phone to look for the north. My compass was crazy. He forget about the north. My
Right.
compass doesn't know north. He was like all over the place, like going here, 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 and said, "It is. Are you broke? It's crazy." So, and I understand it's me, and I put it down. I said, "Okay." I feel that day. I say no, no, it's impossible that I can't read minds. That I can even read the thought of the people
Mm-hmm.
around me. But that thing made me I was like, no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no, no.
you just said
I,
no.
I, I, I'm not reading mains. I don't need. I have my own mind, and my mind is crazy, so I don't need the. But I feel that thing that I can do that in that moment,
Mm-hmm.
and but I get a little. No, this is no, no, no. I'm not going to do that. But the energy was so. When I that day when the question came and you had to read use the garden, I just like it was like I put the stones came out and I said I know everything that like okay this is this it was
This is Nancy Jean's
incredible.
Nancy Jean's garden she's talking about. Nancy Jean has a class on, I believe it's once a month on a Saturday, where she brings all
Yes,
the people in that have the garden so they can do, and it came natural to Vivian, that's what she's saying. She rolled the garden and she knew exactly what to say.
yes. I saw the garden in the outer space.
Yeah.
I went there. So that happened to me that day. But the thing about reading minds is like no, 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 I don't know. I don't need that. I don't know why you want me to do that, or maybe they don't want me, but it's like we are showing you what is happening. So in the middle of that conversation, I remember something that happened to me when I was little,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in my room looking outside from the window because my mother loved to have flowers and all this stuff, and I was looking all the beautiful things. I even talked to them because I hear my mother talk to the plants. So she always said, "Talk to the plants. They can hear you." Oh, okay. So I was doing that. In that moment, I went out of the bed, but when I go out, I saw it was like a child, but it wasn't human. It was under my bed.
Yeah.
Why he was there, I don't know. And I thought like he was a he, but if he was like a child, and he looked like human, like the body was kind of human. But the thing is that the color of that being was like blue and grayish, kind of something between those colors. But the thing that I remember the most was he has something in his head that looks like a flame. And now that I remember, it's kind of like a crown,
Right.
like, and it was like gold, and it was they the crown have like the scripts in that it looked like a flame. So I start walking to the door of my room. Then I go back. He was there looking at me, and I know that I was talking to him. And now I remember that that I can talk in other languages. The first time I talk in a tongue I don't know, what was that day? I was talking to him, and I laughed. I
She does.
remember laughing, like
Yeah.
making a joke or something.
She's, she's
And I said,
does light language and was upset that she was talking in light language.
since I was little, it's not about that day. I remember that. It was I was talking in another language that day. And I know, and that day that was the first and the last time I talked to them, to him. Or he was like a child because he was small. He was
Right.
not that big. So, what kind of ET was that?
It sounds like a gray. You're saying it's a grayish blue skin, but it does sound like it's a gray. Um,
What is a gray?
it's just that ET. They're probably ones of the most common here that you see. They're the ones that are around the most. They're the most common ones we see.
Oh, but that that he was under my room. That the thing that happens to me, and I have other things, but I was thinking all my life that that was maybe an angel, and I said, but that angel he have a very weird color,
Weird looking angel.
and,
To be
and I
an
don't know. The wings, I don't see the wings, so I think I try to forget that
Yeah,
experience of me
yeah, we
because I
were.
don't understand why.
Yeah,
What
I'm
was
glad to
that?
see. But Vivian, I appreciate you coming on. We've kind of gone past time, so we might have
Oh,
to bring you on another time for your experiences because it seems like you're going to open up and remember a lot just because you're now receptive to what's going on and now you're questioning. So, and that's probably happening to a lot of people. They're now remembering and going, "Oh yeah, I wonder if that was just a dream." Well, no, a lot's happened, but. Thanks for coming on.
okay.
And
Bye.
all right, we'll
See
see you
you.
later. And thanks everybody for joining us. I appreciate it. And our next show will be Friday at 2 o'clock Pacific time. That will be with Kevin Briggs, and we'll be talking about his book. And he teaches. So there we go. Thanks, Susie.
Okay.
It'll be Friday, and that'll be Kevin Briggs. We'll be talking about his book, and then also Diana Bowles is coming on Friday the 9th, and we'll be talking about what's going on in March. So, anyway,
Okay.
thanks.
See
Bye.
you.
All right, bye bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
All right, bye bye.